So, how you doing? How's the semester going for you so far? I hope you've gotten off to a smooth start and that you're regularly attending all of your lectures and completing your assigned readings. Now, speaking of readings, I know that sometimes keeping up can be challenging. Has this ever happened to you? You are physically reading your book, turning the pages, or scrolling through them online, and you get to the end of your chapter and you're like, I have no idea what I just read. And then you have to go back and start all over again. This happens because simply reading on its own can be what's called a passive strategy, where we're not really doing anything with the information. So our brain doesn't really try to remember what we've just read. In order to make information stick, we need to make reading more active, and you can do this by trying one of my favorite reading strategies called SQ4R. I'll walk you through it. S stands for survey or scan. So before you start reading, do a quick scan of the chapter to find out things like how many pages does it have, are there pictures, diagrams, study questions at the end. This scan gives you an overall picture of what you can expect. Q is for question, which is really the key to the strategy. So before you start reading, write down some questions that pertain to the chapter. So you can typically find questions at the beginning or end of each section, or even better, you can use your weekly learning outcomes from your course outline as questions. So I recommend writing down each question on a separate flashcard or separate piece of notebook paper. R. The first R is for read. So now you start reading, but as you're reading, you're like a detective specifically searching for the answers to your questions. The next R is for record. So when you read and find your answers, you pause and you record or write them down on the back of each of the corresponding flashcards as you find them. The third R is for recite. Once you've recorded all your answers, recite them out loud, as this helps your brain to remember. And the fourth and final R is for review. Once you've completed your flashcards, you'll want to review them as often as possible to help the information stay in your long-term memory. So there it is, an awesome reading strategy that you can try today to help you read and remember all the content you learn tomorrow. Remember to connect with one of our friendly learning strategists if you need some support improving your reading skills. Happy studying!